more than we did, obviously more. They're coming in with 0 budget increases. So I think this town should take that initiative and try not to increase anything. What's your life up?
As far as unexpended balances are concerned, in the budget process, which we're doing right now, I have to, and the budget manager and the town board has to project sales tax, mortgage tax, and interest on our money for the coming year. Now, I don't even think Houdini could come up with the right number. The reason we have this unexpended balance the way it is, which is not a bad thing, is one, management of the departments is where they save money throughout the year. And then when these checks come in, when they are higher than we predicted, it's because we always take the low side instead of the high side. I could give you a 0% budget every year, but it ain't gonna work. At the end of the year, the county did the same thing a few years back, and you don't have any money, so it's ridiculous. It's a roll of the dice. We've been pretty good at it. I'd much rather have an unexpended balance, regardless how low or how high it is, than to have nothing. It goes right back into the following year. And this 20% increase, 23% increase, I don't know where that's coming from, but it wasn't much. When you look at your tax bill, there are other things on there. There's the county on there, there's the fire company bill, there's everything else. So, actually, as far as the town taxes are concerned, 16 cents out of your dollar that you pay in taxes between school and county and everything comes back to the town. So that's where it's at. Maybe when you sit down and really do this, you'll find out.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, anything to add?
Sure.
Ms. Winnie?
Unfortunately, again, I know you don't want to keep hearing this, but I haven't been on the board to be involved in the budgeting. That's something I think you have to be involved in to understand and know how to answer it. There might be cuts, but the thing is that laying off and stuff is not one thing, and there's other avenues. That's I can answer.
Okay, we're going to switch gears. How do you plan to attract younger people to Olive government? Mr. Wright.
I don't know. Younger people do not want to get involved. They're too busy with their families, raising their children. I never got involved in politics until my kids got older, that I could devote the time to it. And that's how I got to do it. I have no idea how we can do it.
That's a good question. I think we do need to invite them in and get them involved somehow. I think that, make it more inviting for them. It's a tough thing to do because they are busy with their families and they have other things to do, including work, which is why one of our town board members isn't here right now. You give so much of your time, and it's tough. The retirees end up running the show, and that's not always a good thing to do. I don't have an answer to that question. Mr. Lightfoot.
I don't find it a difficult question at all, because I can tell you why they don't want to be. Every 2 years we stand up here and we beat one another up. I mean, we're all good people, not just Democrats, not just Republicans. We all want to do a good job. There's nobody sitting here that doesn't. But then we sit in there and we go on this here past internet and everything and beat the hell out of everybody and tell how everybody's like, this is both sides, and not just one. Who the hell would want to get into this mess?
Mr. Wright, anything to add?
Sure. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I only say that because of the fire department and the first aid squad. We are getting younger people, and they are certainly interested, and it makes it a lot easier for us old guys that are on here, because represent their legs. So if those that are involved in that keep looking at the town, maybe we'll get some of them in here also.
Thank you. Ms. Winnie?
I think it starts with the older people to educate the younger people, to invite them, to emphasize the importance for them to be involved, and it might be that you get them out more. It's not an easy job, that's not an easy task whatsoever.
Mr. Friedel?
It's very scary about getting people involved. Like what Bert said, we beat each other up all the time, and you know, it's not pleasant at this time to get beat up. Probably being the youngest here on running, I feel it's very important though for us to get involved, and there are people coming and want, you know, it's encouraging this year that people are saying, and how do I get involved, and younger people. And I just hope that we can get enough young people involved so that things can change. And that's what I'm working for. I've tried to talk people into it. Some people backed out because of family commitments, and that's the biggest problem, is when you have kids, it's hard to get involved, or if you want to get involved with all the backstabbing that happens, and the lies that happen, and so on and so forth, it's hard. And I'll use my time right now to finish my comment when I got cut off last thing. The assessment form was filled out by us because we went up, I brought Bert up to Rob Stanley, and the first thing he said was we needed, first was to put us in a state of emergency, second was to fill out the assessment form. And it was done either October, it was September 9th when we filled it out. Shandaken had already done it, and the FEMA representative who said we were first in that meeting, because he did say it, and Susan was very happy about that in that meeting, he did say that, but we weren't the first. We were his first who had the full assessment done. And that's why.
Thank you. Okay. Further. What would you do to make Olive government feel more open? Mr. Hunt?
Communication. I think it's important that we get the word out to as many people as possible, through as many sources as possible. Make the meetings open, maybe move the meetings around a little bit. Maybe have everything happen on one night so people don't feel they have to travel 2 and 3 times a month to come and find out what all government is all about. And everybody would be welcome.
Thank you. Mr. Lightfoot?
As far as open government, I think we're on the internet now. We're working on a new face page for that my secretary or any secretary and supervisor will be running, and then it'll be more current. As far as open government, you know, I don't know why everybody's saying there's closed meetings, because they are. I haven't been to them, so that doesn't make sense to me either. I'm there full time. There's always somebody in the office. They can come in, talk to me about anything. Sometimes they go out and they make up their own stories about what took place in that, but they usually can come in and say it. So going around to different places in town, we tried that years ago, and we did it in the summertime, and when it wasn't snowing, and we would go to different parts, different firehouses, and hold town board meetings. And quite frankly, it was done on weekends. Maybe that was the wrong time, and but the attendance was very low. Everybody knows that this is the building that you come to if you want to, where meetings are for everything. Planning board, town board, special meetings. So I'm not going to have enough time to finish that statement that I would, so I'll leave it my closing statement. But anyway, if anybody has any suggestions in making it, yes, communications is key. I agree with you on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wright?